How are you today? It is Allison, Solar, your kitchen and bath designer educator. All things kitchen and bathroom design education. That would be me. I hope my sound is good. If you guys have been following me, you know I've been having a huge problem. My computer, I'm working on my laptop. I'm sitting in my dining room. It's sunny outside, but I got to keep the windows closed because otherwise you can't. But anyway, very frustrating, all this computer stuff. I got to tell you that. It's very, very frustrating. And it's hard not being at my regular desktop, but at least I'm able to work and be productive. So I was at a party the other day, and somebody was telling me, "Oh, the laminate, it's new laminate countertop, and it's now you don't have to see the edges. You can now, it's bendable, and they hide the edges." And I said, "Stop right there. This is nothing new. This is something that's been around for 30, 40 years. When I started at Home Depot decades ago, I learned all about post-form countertops and laminate countertops and everything because that's what we sold. That was the primary method for countertop material before all the popularity with the granites and the quartz Corians and things like that. But the main countertop that I used to sell was a laminate countertop. And what a laminate is, it's when you laminate something. Okay, let's think about laminating. What does it mean to laminate something? You have a photo and you're laminating it. You put a piece of plastic over it and you're protecting the finish, the picture, the whatever of that your material that you're laminating. Well, it's the same idea for a laminate countertop. How they make the laminate is they take a high pressure, it's called a high pressure laminate. They take a craft paper, layers and layers and layers of a paper material, which we all know wood paper is made out of wood. So it's a fibrous material, and they layer the phenolic paper, they call it. It's phenolic paper backer or phenolic backer that's layers and layers and layers, and it's probably comes about a 16th of an inch when all is said and done with that layer. Then what they do is they take a picture of the granite. Let's say it's Ubatuba green granite, right? What they do is they'll take a picture, a photograph of that Ubatuba granite or uh, Venetian gold or Carrara marble or a wood grain tiger's maple, any kind of a thing. They take a photo of it. So it's a big photo of 5 feet by 12 feet. It ends up becoming this one big, huge photo. What they do now with that photo paper is they take that and they layer it on top of that phenolic backer. They take that print of the pattern, and then they take a layer of plastic and cover it on top of the photo material to protect it. So they laminate it with a heavy duty uh, commercial grade or withstanding. They'll texturize it, whatever, but it's coated with plastic. So now you have this thin material that can is actually 5 feet long by 12 feet wide, and they roll it up. So it comes all rolled up, and they'll ship you that material. And it comes in thousands of colors. You can get solid colors, you can get commercial grade um, laminates, but it's all the same premise of a backer, material, and then a plastic coating. And then they take high pressure, because it's called high pressure laminate, and they pressurize it and heat it and make it into a sheet. Like I said, they roll it up, they send it to the fabricator. The fabricator then takes a plywood or a particle board, and they'll make the countertop, and then they glue on the laminate finish, okay? So the laminate is a thicker material and it doesn't really bend. You can maybe bend it ever so much, but you can't bend it, okay? If you want to bend it, you have to heat it, or it has to be a thinner material, or it's manipulated to bend. So if you have a material that is a flat, straight material, and you want to bend it, you can only bend it this way, okay? You can't bend it this way and this way at the same time. It doesn't happen. Can't do it. You have to start making a seam. It doesn't go, but you can heat the mat laminate and fold it over the edge of the countertop and thereby eliminating the seam of where the materials meet. But that's post forming. Okay, they heat it and they form it this way. And you can form it this way, and then you can go up to the backsplash and do a little integrated backsplash with it. But you can't bend the sides. The sides are going to be straight. So you have to cover those with a laminate. Okay. So people say, oh, you can eliminate the seams. No, you can't. You can eliminate them to a certain degree because they're laminate. They're made on a heavy backer. If you got it's not a thin piece of plastic, it's actually on a backer. So it comes, like once you unfold it, it's a straight piece of material and it wants to lay flat. But plastic has memory. So if you have plastic and you mold it to go around, it wants to go back to not being round, by the way. Also, that's one thing. So like if you cut plastic things like a thermofoil that's a real plastic, it's like just coated with plastic, and you cut it, it will memory and go back to its normal original form. So I bet you didn't know that your plastic was memorable, had a memory, but it does. So anyway, that's with the laminates. And um, so when people tell me, yeah, it's new, no, it's not. It's not new. It's been around for 50 some odd years. Laminate is extremely durable. It is a plastic coating. It's difficult to scratch it, to burn it, to damage it. Mostly you have to like take a hammer at the end of it and chip the edge of the countertop. You'd have to chip the pieces off, or maybe it might become unglued, but it's a really, really durable material. And I want to just share. And one of the things, let's see, my Chrome tab. Okay. So let me see if I share this. Okay, now I'm going to share this screen. So do you see how in the corner, this is a laminate material, looks like a stone. They took a picture of the stone. They superimposed it on the material, they covered it, da 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 da. Here it is. It's post-formed in the front, right? But not on the side because it's impossible to make this material go both ways because it's on a backer. It's not just a flimsy piece of plastic. So you have to cover the edges. So when you get this countertop, see here how it comes? It comes rolled up. The material comes rolled up in a box and it gets delivered to you. Okay? So that's how the material comes. And if you want to finish the edges, you have to add a special edge piece here. So it will post form in the front, but not on the edge. But look at how nice that looks for someone who wants the look, but not the cost or the weight or the expense of having to install a solid stone countertop. There's nothing wrong with putting this type of material here. It's going to be very durable. And unless someone starts pointing it out, they're never really going to know that it's, let me see, can I increase that? Because there's a miter here. If you look at this material, you're going to have a seam here, a seam here, a seam there, and you're gonna see the edges. But here, see where it's seamed together? That's what people don't like. They always say, "I don't like the seam. I could see the little edge. I can't stand it." Well, they've gotten better at the edge, but you can't eliminate, let's see if I can, you can't eliminate the seams. Let me just see if I can share my Google Photos. Nope. My favorites. Here we go. What else you can do? Here's a laminate countertop, and this is in my house, and this is in my basement, and this is a laminate countertop. And here you can see I angled the edge, and there's that black edge that everybody says they don't like, but it's not really quite that noticeable. It's an edge, and you just can't get away from having that edge on these countertops. Okay, that's what people don't like. But listen, for $600, there's a countertop in my basement as opposed to uh $3,000 for solid material. These are my paintings, by the way. This is laminate. These are high gloss laminates with edge banding on the doors. So that's a laminate. Okay, so you can do laminates on doors and on countertops. These are laminates on doors. See these different wood grains. So there they took a picture of the wood, put it on a phenolic backer, press high pressure underneath with the plastic in a sheet, and then they edge band it with other material. So that's laminates, countertop. This is another way that they were finishing the edges. You would actually, this piece here, this is a laminate countertop, and you can see the seam here, but this is actually an edge shipped loose. So this is going to be your edge. Maybe these strips come in 10 feet, 8 feet, but they're 1.5 inch high and they're with a bull nose. So they make the top and then they rabbet in and glue in the edges here to have your bull nose on the side and bull nose in the front. But the only way you're going to get a bull nose front and side is if it's a separate extra piece. So you're still going to have a seam. The grain isn't going to match up. Nothing is going to be the same. If you're going to be able, but unless you have unless you're a designer and you have a trained eye, if you had a client and they were on a budget and you put this in, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be like, oh, it's really pretty. And unless you point this out, or if they're really like a detail person, they're going to notice that. And then you just have to say, well, stop looking at that because then you're going to know that that's a laminate. But see how you can see the seam. There's a seam right there. You're going to have seams with the laminate. Here's a laminate. Look at this beautiful laminate. Here's that edge. Here's the miter. This is a laminate waterfall countertop. They made it, they mitered it. This was from the K-Biz show, but this is laminate. So if someone is on a budget, a really tight budget, you can still do a beautiful kitchen or a laundry room or a mud room or even a bathroom. Here, I just want to show you. The main thing is the sinks are not undermounted. You might be able to get a sink that's integrated, special sinks that are made to be flush with the laminate, but for the 90% of the time, they're top-mounted drop-in sinks. So as soon as you see a drop-in sink and it's on this material, I'm going to be able to tell you that that's a laminate countertop. And then I, as a professional, can tell you I can see the seam and I can see this is another way to do the angled. So you can bevel the edge. These come pre-finished, or your fabricator can build up a beveled edge and angle it on. That's another way to eliminate the seams with a beveled edge, or the visibility of the seams. Look how beautiful that looks. And this is a laminate, saving thousands of dollars, giving your client lots of options in material. And again, I wanted to show you this project. This is laminate. All of this is laminate. It's not a professional photo, so it's hard to see. But this is a reception desk I made. Now, this is a laminate countertop. Okay, it looks like a piece of stone. It's shiny, it's textured. It was going wall to wall. So I bullnosed it front and back. So it's bullnosed. My contractor saw it and he was like, oh my God, it's going to be so heavy. It's not, it's laminate. Very easy. This material here actually had like a metallic finish, and it looks like copper, but it's not copper at all. It's a laminate that has like a brushed coppery finish and brush strokes on it, but it's a sheet goods. It's just that 1/16 of an inch material. And what I did was I took these are shower door, or actually railings. This is for a railing when I'm going to do a railing outside, those glass partitions to hold up the glass partition, because I needed a glass partition here. These are railings. I went to an outdoor, um, whatever you call them, the barriers, the railing, a patio, whatever. And then these are the clips that fasten them to the wall. These here, what I did here, and just because I think this is really kind of cool and creative, these are metal channels, 1.5 inch metal brushed aluminum strips that I got from a shower door company. So I got the metal, or I might have gotten them from Outwater Plastic. So I outsourced this material, these items, this material, these clips to create one unit. And what I did with this glass, I ordered the glass and I had them drill holes in there, because it was supposed to be, you're supposed to be able to hear the person on the other end of the glass. So I kind of had them do that. But you could see this is all laminate. So for less than $3,000, they've got a gorgeous reception area, piece of sheet goods, looks like metal, and it's not. So that's what I wanted to just share a little bit today about the laminates, because people just don't realize what it is, because they don't really use it as much as they did years ago. And if you get a chain of them, and like laminate is what it is, but the brand would be Formica, the brand would be Wilson Art, the brand might be Nevermore, and there's a couple of other brands, but they may have changed the names and merged and this and that. You have to realize I've been in the business a long time, and who knows, even Nevermore might not even be out there anymore. But they're constantly reformulating it and working on making it better. But the premise is the same. It's a laminate. It's on a backer board. You can't just bend it. You have to heat it and bend it, or it has to be a thinner material. So those are your countertop materials for laminates, which are a great alternative to the natural materials or the man-made stones, the quartz materials. So know that opportunity and that ability to make beautiful countertops is available with a laminate material. It's a totally different fabricator. So fabricators for laminate countertops are not the same for everybody else's, for your stone countertops. Two different things, okay? Two different companies, two different methods of construction, two different materials, completely separate, completely different. Unless that company does solid stones and laminate. But laminate is its own category, and its own tools, its own fabrication methods, and they glue it, certain glues and stuff like that. So anyway, that is laminate countertops. I want to thank you so much for watching today. Keep an eye out for all things Kitchen and Bath Design Academy. I'm having a launch of my new website. I'm kind of revamping up the academy. I'm going to make a textbook. I'm going to put together like a school and get a certificate. So there's a lot of things coming in the way of the Kitchen and Bath Design Academy and educational webinars and seminars that I'm doing. And I'm still offering my CEU courses and more to be launched in the new year. So I appreciate that. Everybody, listen, have a great day. Yeah, ciao for now. Peace out. Love you.